Okay. Hi, Astha. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, guys. Thank you for joining us. We are doing a live session with UC Riverside. We have Astha here, who represents UC Riverside in India. Thank you, Astha, so much for joining us. And we will be covering questions that are usually asked by the students. Most of the students that have these general questions regarding making an application to the university, they might want to know before they make an application to these universities. So that is something that we will be covering today. I would like you to give a brief on the university and then tell us a little more about the programs and everything.
Sure, thank you so much. So my name is Aastha and I represent University of California, Riverside. I'm based in India and I'm very happy and proud of this university. And I am a product of having studied in California myself. So I'm specifically proud to represent UCR here. I'm going to quickly start with, a video, but before that, to just give you an overview, UC Riverside started as a citrus experiment station, and in 1954 is when the university started, and fast forward now to 2022, we're one of America's fastest rising ranked university, in fact, placed #1 for the past 3 years. Along with this, we have around 26,000 faculty members, students that are there, and 1,100 faculty members that are supporting these students as well. And I'm here to answer all of your questions that you may have today. And even if you don't have, questions today and you would like to ask a little bit about the admissions process or anything that I can support you with in terms of, getting clarity when you're deciding to go study abroad, I'm happy to help. So I'm quickly going to share my screen now and show you a little bit of what Riverside really looks like. Great. So I hope that helped, understand a little bit about the city of Riverside. We're located slightly inland of Los Angeles, and we're on the west coast of the United States of America, essentially in Southern California. And in terms of location as well, that was a huge part of my study abroad experience. Having, my friends to go and, to go hiking or to go and visit, the neighboring cities as well. That's essentially how you make friends, when you're a new student out in a new country as well. So this really helped me, and I thought I'd, share this with you, and I will pass it back to the team to take us through the questions now.
Yeah. So what we've done is, Astha, we have also listed down a few commonly asked questions, since there are students that we also deal with and we get asked these students most of the times. So we've listed down a few questions which we would want you to, answer, and then we could take it ahead to the Q&A and the audience can ask us questions. So one is the very important question that usually students ask is about what are the popular programs at the university. Most of the students know what kind of programs do they want to apply to, but since you being from the university side, you would see a trend of mostly applied programs, or what kind of programs students usually prefer applying to at UC Riverside. So if you could give us a little bit insights on that.
Sure. So, of course, at the undergrad level, we have over 150 majors and minors that students can apply for. And, having the benefit of going to, UC Riverside, you can actually choose a very flexible curriculum based on what your preferences are. Even if you're not sure about the major that you'd want to take, you can actually apply to us undeclared and, choose your major after taking a couple of classes. If you're looking at the master's level, we have over 80 programs that you can possibly apply to. Of
Mm.
course, rankings play a huge role in students deciding, where they would like to go. Of course, not the end of it, but UC Riverside is one of the top, ranked engineering public universities in the world, and thus engineering is our most, sought after major in undergrad, as well as sought after master's program as well. And within engineering itself, there's also computer engineering, computer science engineering that are top choices. And apart from this, robotics is something new that we're offering. And if you're looking at the kind of resources that students have as well, because of the research centers, there are about 9 research centers on campus that students can actually work alongside students, do conduct researches along with faculty members, and having access to maybe a facility like California Air Resources Board that we have on campus and 8 other research facilities. Students actually, we do see a high demand for students that are wanting to come, and study air quality engineering, as well. So because of certain reasons, because of certain facilities, that are available on campus, students are choosing to come to UCR. And if you look at, maybe a business master's as well, since all of our programs are STEM designated, our MBA program is AACSB accredited, which only 5% schools in the world are. And so we do see a very high number of applications for the MBA program, the Masters of Science in Business Analytics, the MSBA, Masters of Finance, and the Masters of Professional Accountancy. So, yeah.
That was quite insightful. So, talking about these popular programs, we have majority of Indian students making an application to CS, DS, BA, all of these related programs. So, we wanted to understand a little bit on the class profile for the students that might want to go for these programs. Do these students in the class usually have some kind of work experience, or are they freshers also in the class that are studying?
I think it's a mix of both. There are students that are coming with research experience in their undergrad. There are some that are also coming to us with a whole lot of work experience. So there's not one specific profile that I would say, is the target for each one. And in terms of class size as well, it really depends on, the specific subject, that you're studying. Class sizes can range from 30 to 150. If it's a lecture styled, class, you can have a huge, sort of cohort in your class as well. It really depends. That's why on the specific course and the popularity of the course. And, a majority of our students, coming from engineering, backgrounds, we do see, huge numbers in, our engineering class. And also for those that are interested, our MBA, class as well, our business school class as well, we are 45% women, in that class. We are, close to 50% international, about 48 or 50% international students, as part of the class. And the students that are coming for business programs, they're not only coming, with a business background. Maybe less than half are coming with a business degree. Some of them are coming from engineering, some are coming from economics, computer science, or coming from different fields as well. So I don't think there should be anything that limits a student from, applying just because they don't have that kind of, background that they're coming from, or that sort of experience, even in terms of, work experience as well. And for business schools specifically, a lot of students feel like they need to come to us with work experience. But if you're right out of college, like, we understand that you don't have that sort of work experience at that time.
So I was going to come to that question was about, the admission requirements and whether the students that might be, especially for business related programs, the students that might want to apply, do they specifically need any kind of relevant work experience to make an application? Can they apply as freshers? Can they apply for from different backgrounds? Can you throw some light on that?
Yeah, so business students, of course, you can apply from different backgrounds. It does help to have a strong quantitative background
Yeah.
because we are, STEM designated, like all our business programs are STEM designated. So a strong competitive, STEM quantitative background does help. If you're looking at other sort of requirements, specifically for Indian students, this is a commonly asked question, so I'm going to take it up here. For business school, we do accept 3-year undergrad degrees because the course here is 3 years. The GRE, GMAT currently is optional for students. So a lot of students chose to apply without it last year. I would obviously say that if you have the opportunity to take it, do take it. It'll really help with boosting your profile in one way or another when you're looking at scholarships or other TA or RA positions, as well. So yeah, in terms of specific requirements, IELTS, TOEFL, that's very generic for maybe all the schools, a 7 on IELTS and 80 and above on TOEFL. We do have a separate set of requirements for the statement of purpose or the personal history statement, so to say. For business school, we only require 1 out of the 2 that are stated. And even for the letters of recommendation, there's a place for 3. And, that's the minimum that's required is 1. If you can submit up to 3, that's great as well.
Oh, great. So you're saying that students applying for a business related program do not specifically need to have a GRE or a GMAT score, because since universities had waived it off last year, most of the students assumed that is not going to be needed this year as well, and then universities suddenly have started asking for it. So this is something that all the students, I feel, are facing as a challenge, that they did not take GRE and it's too late for them to realize that it's needed in most of the universities. So that's going to definitely help. What about College of Engineering? Do they also need GRE or any GMAT course tests?
Yeah, so for the College of Engineering, Computer Science, we did not waive off GRE even last year. And I don't see it being waived off this year as well. For the most updated information, as soon as our applications open up for, maybe fall of next year, students can, check online as well regarding the waiver. Currently, Computer Science specifically is not waived off. For some of them, it is waived and some are optional.
Okay, understood. Also, another question that I had was, this is specifically with a lot of universities and a lot of students also, since because of the pandemic, they had taken GREs, at home. So is the home-based test allowed, or do they need to have a test center-based GRE score? So that is also.
Yeah, I don't think the home-based test is an issue. I can definitely check back with my team as to like if students ask me specific questions regarding that, I can check back with that specific department.
Perfect. Another question that we had was about career fairs and the placements fairs that happen in the universities. How often do these career fairs happen at UCR, and what are the frequently visiting companies at the university?
Sure. So, being a UC, I get this question a lot, and specifically being in Southern California, this is, a place that students are choosing to go intern at, work with, and I can definitely share, more information about this. So we have our students working at, Amazon, Google, Walt Disney, Netflix, Microsoft, there's Facebook, Cisco, Tesla. All of these companies, and the list goes on. So for those students that are looking at really exploring, and taking support of the Career Development Center, I would say, start at day one. Like, don't wait till you're almost in your last quarter or you're almost graduating to go and explore these options, because there's an excellent Career Development Center that will help you, with individualized coaching, help you brand and network yourself, network with the right, set of, people. They'll be sharing company insights, industry insights with you, and even share, job leads and help you negotiate salaries. So all of these are soft skills and developmental skills that you will actually kind of gain along the way. There's not 1 month or one class that you can take to just acquire this skill in a short span of time.
Yeah. Um, Also, to talk a little bit about the deadlines, since the fall intake will shortly start now, what is the deadline to make an application? Are there any early deadlines? Can the students apply earlier to, get some added benefits or get some scholarships, anything like that?
Yeah. So our business school accepts application for the fall intake for all the programs, except for professional MBA, we have for spring as well as, winter intake.
Okay.
But all the others are fall only. If you're looking at, the deadlines for that, the priority round for fall intake is 15th of December. The next one is 31st, Jan, then March 31st and June 1st is the last deadline. Of course, applying earlier definitely helps. It may help you, join an information session online and get an application fee waiver, for us, or maybe have a larger access to a larger pool of scholarships while you're applying. If you're applying early on, which is the priority round, December 15th. If you're looking at the engineering school, summer, fall, winter, spring, all are open deadlines between, March, June, September, and December. Particularly computer science, we close applications on March 1st, but for most of the others, it's open till, June 1st.
So is it like a rolling? I mean, does the university notify that the classes are full and they will not accept any more applications?
So yeah, so unless you're advised by a professor to apply, maybe or in another cycle, you can apply for the fall intake. And for those that are, specifically looking at, computer science, I think fall is the only option available. For most of the other intakes, international students don't necessarily tend to apply because of the requirement, of having completed almost a year of study before doing internship. So they do want to do at least 9 months of study before their summer quarter, so that they can enroll in an internship at that time.
Okay, understood. Talking a little bit about the campus, on-campus opportunities that the students might get once they are in the university. Also, what kind of facilities or amenities does the campus provide to international students? If you could tell us about that a little bit.
Sure, definitely. So, like I mentioned briefly, we have a career development center that does, put out job listings. There's even a online portal called Handshake, where students use that portal to apply to various jobs. We have over 2 lakh employees listed there who are constantly refreshing and posting their jobs. Career fairs are happening on campus regularly. We also have separate teams to support students based on their queries. So there's an international affairs team that will support students essentially coming to a new country for the first time. There may be questions about housing that you have, about how to function in a new environment, different questions. Every step of the way, we have the International Students and Scholars Office helping students out with that. There's a separate graduate student resource center where if you need any support academically or professional support as well, we have students volunteering their time for that too. In terms of students that are looking at, research or resource centers on campus to support their entrepreneurial journey as well, we have, EPIC, which is one of our centers. We have a small business development center. It's basically like a startup incubator. A lot of alumni that have graduated are also, supporting these initiatives as well. So a host of these networking opportunities that you can get.
Okay. Coming to another question of ours is about the scholarships TARA opportunities. Usually, this is something that international students are always, keen on knowing about, is if the university offers any TAs and RAs to grad students.
Sure, sure. So for engineering, we don't have a lot of scholarships since it's very competitively, economically priced, and opportunities for RA or TA can be applied during the course of the program. There are very limited opportunities for that, but definitely can be applied for. Um, for business school, a lot of students do receive the letter, when they have applied, like as an if they do have a great score, along with the scholarship, they may be given an assistantship position, and a host of students are receiving, that a host of MBA students, and that essentially is for your second year, when you're on campus. Even if you're not allotted that at the time of application, those who haven't received, you can definitely apply on campus. You can also work as an ambassador as one of the programs. So essentially in your first year when you're studying on campus, you may have a lot of questions. You may want to help out other students answer their queries as well. So you can be an ambassador. In fact, this year we had over 40 ambassadors within the business school itself.
So, what do these ambassadors do? They promote and talk about the universities. They help students, international students on campus.
Yeah, so they are helping international domestic students. They are supporting them with their queries if they have specific, issues with maybe some subjects. They can help them out with that. A lot of students that are applying, currently, or maybe are thinking of going to UCR, they may want to know what campus is like, what are the job placements like, what is. So they have a lot of questions about the campus and your ongoing classes. So they host sessions regularly. They have host a lot of YouTube sessions as well. In fact, we have webinars very regularly that they host. So you are hearing from students not only that are in the MBA classes, but also in Masters of Finance, Professional MBA, all of the other classes as well. You're hearing from them and about their journey, in a specialized master's program.
Yeah, so this really helps the student connect and know about the program from the people that have actually been there, already been there. That's very nice. That's great. I think we have covered most of the questions that we had lined up. We have quite a few questions that have come up from on the YouTube chat section, so I'll just take up those. Can you please also cover MS in data analytics or business analytics? Could you give a little bit insight on these programs and the basic requirements for these?
Sure. So essentially, our business analytics program is a 9 to 15-month program. It's a 48-unit course. It is STEM designated as well. And your potential career tracks are either in, finance analytics, marketing analytics, or operations analytics. Again, students are recommended, to come from quant backgrounds, strong quantitative backgrounds. It's extremely popular, very high in demand program, especially amongst Indian students that are applying. And those that are looking to apply, I would definitely say, this is the number one question. What is the cutoff, or what is the mark that I need to get in order to be able to come, and study MSBA? I would definitely say apply earlier on, and a 3.5 and above GPA, I would definitely recommend out of 4. For the MSBA program. And in terms of just, the sort of requirements that we have, it's pretty much similar to the other business school requirements. You have to fill your online application, upload your CV, resume, upload your transcripts along with the degree if you've received it already. At the time of application, we need you to send in your PDFs, and then once you're accepted, you can send us your official transcripts as well from school, upload your statement of purpose, which is a 750-word, essay. It's a combination of your SOP and your person history statement. And yes, you just have to list your references, professional or academic, submit your GMAT or GRE scores. Again, I highly recommend it, although it's not mandatory. I would definitely recommend it for the MSBA program since it is competitive to, get into, and your IELTS and TOEFL, IELTS or TOEFL score.
Okay. Another question that popped up was about interviews. So a lot of universities also conduct interviews, video interviews for these students before they actually give out admits. Does UCR also follow something similar to this, or do they conduct interviews for any specific programs?
As far as I know, there's not a mandatory interview, but some students, after we review their profile, they are invited for an interview if we do feel the need to maybe speak with the student. So the student is made aware of this, and maybe MBA students will be invited for a short, video call with them, or maybe invited to make a short video and submit it online. They will be sent a link. So again, it really depends on the program that they are applying for.
Okay. I'll take another question, which is about the fees, approximate fees of MS and CS, and are on-campus jobs available. I think we covered that, but we did not cover the approximate fees for College of Engineering and College of Business.
Yeah. So when we're looking at the College of Engineering, most of the other programs, they are priced at $32,000. That's the tuition cost approximately. And if one is looking at the estimate cost of living, I would say approximately $1,000, per month.
Yeah.
Our fee for the business programs depends, on the program itself. For example, if you're looking at the MBA program, it is a 2-year program that is somewhere, around $1,20,000. That's a rough estimate. Of course, the exact numbers are available on the website itself. And similarly, for professional accountancy, MSBA, all of those can be found on the website. I can share a link with you that has all this information.
So I think it must be there on the website as well.
Yes, the quarterly fee, we've posted that on the website.
Okay, another question is about how many backlogs does UC Riverside usually accept? Students with failures or any backlogs do they accept?
Not a lot. I would just say that.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, of course, because I'm not at the end of, maybe reviewing every application right now. So I would just maybe request students to check with the specific program. I've just pulled out the information on the estimate, rough, approximate cost. And I just quickly like to share that. For the MBA for 2 years, it's approximately 1,25,000 USD. For Masters of Finance, it's a shorter, 9 to 15 month program, approximately 67,000. For professional accountancy, it's about 63,000, and for business analytics, it's about 58,000. So that's, of course, the rough, tuition estimates.
Great. Okay. Does UCR offer spring intake?
Again, I ask this question all the time, which program is one mentioning?
Yeah.
If you're not able to, find you're not able to apply for spring intake for any one of the programs, please write to the department and they can tell you the next available intake. There's a very useful link that I share with all students. It has all the information for all engineering programs and one specific link for all business programs. Very, very resourceful. And I'm happy to share that, with you guys, and you guys can share it with the students as well.
Sure. You can maybe just put it up in the chat and we will repost it.
Perfect. I'll just send that across.
I think we'll take this last question. Is UCR GPA centric like USC? So does UCR focus more on academics, or do they, since they don't require GRE, I think that is what they might focus on.
Sorry, I'm also just sending you the links as we talk. Of course, GPA, I wouldn't say is completely negated. Definitely, we're looking at students with a 3.0 and above. You can see that on our website as well. I can't say that you're enrolling into a program and we don't look at marks at all. We, because of the competitiveness of the program, because of the challenging nature of the course itself, you need to have that backing in terms of your academic qualification as well. So 3.0 definitely is something that we're definitely looking at.
Okay. Uh, Great. I think we have covered all the questions that were in the chat. Guys, in case you have any other questions, you can still put it up in the chat. Another announcement that we wanted to make was we have a fair that we've organized by Collegepond, that we'll be visiting all the 6 cities from 3rd of September to 10th of September. UCR is going to be one of the participants, so you can come meet us in all of these cities. You can find the schedule on the website, and you can meet the universities, talk about your profile, and also talk about the universities and the popular programs that you might want to apply to, and meet us at these cities. So you can feel free to get in touch with us, visit us during the fair, and we will also share the link to register for the fair in the chat box shortly. I don't think there are any more questions that are coming up. Thank you, Astha. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us these insights on the university. I'm sure students might be more, they might have more information now after the session with you, and we are excited to meet you at the fair.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's my honor. And I really want to close off with thanking you guys to really initiate this. We really need to be able to help students with their queries as much as possible. I always recommend master's students to do a little bit of research. All this information is available on the website, but for specific queries, I would always recommend, please, read up a little bit about the university, because you're investing so much of your time, so much of your money, in your education. You must know exactly where you're going. So do a little bit of research on that, the courses that you'll be studying as well. And to sign off, I'm just going to introduce our little mascot here, Scotty, who's been assisting us through this session. Thank you all so much for organizing this.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.